Dear Samaneras and dear brothers and sisters in the Dhamma, once again we have encountered here to talk about the Parabhava Sutta. It is honor and privilege to talk about the Parabhava Sutta as well. Huh? Have you heard this sutta? Name of that sutta? Parabhava. That is quite interesting because as a householder, we have to know what is good and bad. So we have to know the quite simple things like merits and the demerits, whole and unwholesome, good and bad. So like that, and also the development and the diminishing of the life. So these are the things that we have to consider while we are living as householders. So therefore, it is selected Parabhava Sutta to discuss with you. So, have you learned the Pali language? Not yet. No. Very little. But you can understand some terms. Okay, because we have to compare Pali to English, and also what is the ethical, the significance of those terms. There are many terms you would find out regarding the Parabhava Sutta. Therefore, you have to understand as well. So, what do you know about the Parabhava Sutta? Can you tell me shortly? So, Parabhava Sutta discusses on ruination, downfall, or decline. So, the Parabhava translated as ruination, the discourses of the ruin. What are the causes for ruination, for downfall, or declining? What are the reasons? Because when we compare the people who developed and also living in the same level, what are the reasons? Some people give more effort to develop, but they cannot do it. Some people know few things, but they develop very fast. So some people have the good reputation. Some people are not like that. People accuse them. People criticize them. So what are the causes? What are the reasons for their accusation? And finally, we have to know what are the things that we are doing bad. So what is the norm to identify the bad activities? So we have to know that. So when we compare with the Mangala Sutta to the Parabhava, what is the difference between Mangala Sutta and the Parabhava Sutta? There are 38 factors given in the Mangala Sutta for the good people. That means the noble people, they have to follow as good. As good. Then what is the Parabhava Sutta? We have to refrain from those bad activities. We have to refrain. All these bad factors, bad things are included here. One day you have to refrain from, because they are bad. We cannot consider bad as good, good as bad. So then ultimately we have to say bad is bad. Good is good. Nobody can change it. This is the ethics. So they are the ethical activities that we have to understand one day. Then gradually we develop. Not only that, we have household life, we have ascetic life. Ultimately, we have to achieve our intended goal. How to do that? Gradually, we have to pass this path. Gradually. And also suddenly we cannot. And slowly also we cannot. We have to go in the neutral way, in the middle way. So you have to refrain from bad, develop the good. Mangala Sutta says what type of things that you can develop, what you have to cultivate. So Parabhava Sutta, as well as it is said that these are the factors, if one practices, they are downfall. They are the ruination. Within this life or beyond that life? Within this life, not after the death. Not after the death. Within this life. So these are the causes. So Parabhava Sutta started in same terms as you know, Evam me sutang ekam samayam bhagava. So Buddha was residing in the Jetavana. A certain deity came to the Buddha and raised the question. Anyatara devata. A certain deity. Why it is emphasized as certain deity? Because name is not indicated. If we know the name of that deity, we cannot say a certain deity. But here, name is not indicated. That's why a certain deity came to the Buddha. At what time normally the deities come to the Buddha? Midnight. Midnight. Before the morning. In midnight, usually the all deities come to the Buddha. Why Buddha given this opportunity to the deities in the midnight? Why they do not come in the morning, late afternoon? Because considering the timetable of the Buddha, it is fully covered timetable Buddha had. So last time I might said that how many times Buddha preached Dhamma per day? Can you remember? Some of them were there several weeks back. How many times usually Buddha preached Dhamma per day? Can you imagine? Normally here we have few sessions. Morning, afternoon and the evening up to the 10 o'clock, 10 p.m. Then our session would be over. What about the Buddha's timetable? Usually Buddha preaches Dhamma 5 times per day. Generally, sometimes it is changed. Generally, Buddha follows that same method. Can you remind those 5 times? 5 times per day, how Buddha preached Dhamma? Every day Buddha follows the same. The first time, early in the morning. Once Buddha wakes up, he looks at the world. Who is the person who can gain this opportunity? Then Buddha gives that opportunity for that person, sometimes a single person, a single individual. For his goodness, Buddha approached to his place and preached Dhamma. Can you remind the stories of the Adinna Pubbaka, and also the Mattali Kundala? No? So like that, they are the people who got that opportunity because Buddha saw this is the person who can get this opportunity today. Then Buddha goes there and preach Dhamma as well. This is the first time. What about the second time? After that, Buddha goes to Pindapata. Sometimes while going Pindapata, Buddha has preached Dhamma. Can you remember the names, some names who got this opportunity while going to Pindapata? Like the name of Daruchirya. Buddha does not stop to preach Dhamma for him. While going to Pindapata, Buddha was preaching Dhamma. Finally, he was an Arahant. Very short Dhamma. While going, cannot say many. So short, but he realized suddenly. So like that of the incidences took place in the time of Buddha. Then what is the third time? Can you remember? After the dana, or after the lunch, after consuming the meal, again Buddha preached Dhamma. Some people were waiting for the Buddha. Then Buddha preached Dhamma, then many people realized that, and they were the Arahants. This is the third time. What about the fourth time? Evening or late afternoon. Like some devotees, Adinna Pubbaka, Anathapindika, and Visakha Maha Upasika, and the number of devotees came to the Jetavana where Buddha was residing. They were able to listen Dhamma. Many people come there. So this is the fourth time the preaching the Dhamma. What about the final? Midnight, correct. Midnight. Is it for human beings? No. Usually the deities, gods come to the Buddha in the midnight. Then they come to the Buddha and they listen Dhamma. Sometimes there are many dialogues between Buddha and the deities, and sometimes they raise the questions. Then Buddha answers what they raised. So there are some conversation like this. So likewise, Buddha preached Dhamma for 5 times per day. This is the general timetable of the Buddha. How many years Buddha lived as a Buddha, as an enlightened one? Not as an ascetic life. As an enlightened one, as a Buddha. How many years? 45 years. 45 years. Then how many the Dhamma discourses are preached by the Buddha during these 45 years? Can you imagine how many? Every day he preaches like this. So likewise he preaches for 45 years continuously. Can you imagine? Can you imagine the Tipitaka today? All these discourses do we have today? All these discourses? No. Not at all. You suppose that the 34 lone discourses in the Digha Nikaya, 34 lone discourses. How many years Buddha lived? 45. At least we must have 45 long discourses. If Buddha preaches annually or once a year, these types of the long discourses. But unfortunately, today we have 34. How many suttas in the Majjhima Nikaya? 152. Only middle-end discourses we have 152. Buddha lived 45 years. And also he preaches Dhamma every day. But unfortunately, today we have 152 middle-end discourses. So we can imagine that the discourses which were preached by the Buddha are not with us today. A few of them, very few. But even though the few discourses we have today, they are more sufficient, more important. More important. That's why we are reading these discourses. Some discourses are referred to the monks, and some of them are referred to the householders. Householders. So Parabhava Sutta is mainly related to the household life. That is the important. As householders, you have to practice these discourses, these terms, these doctrinal facts. This is good for your this life and also the beyond that life. That means the after the death. That's why Buddha preaches like this Parabhava Sutta. Is it clear on the Parabhava Sutta? Are there any doubts on Parabhava Sutta? Because we have not started yet. Still we don't have any doubts because we have not started to discuss. So this is the first one. A certain deity comes to the Buddha and raised a question. So what was the question regarding the Parabhava Sutta? What is the cause of ruination? King Parabhavato Mukang. What is the cause of ruination? Why people cannot develop? Why people do not have inner peace? Why they do not have the outer peace? Why people do not perform the duties and the responsibilities towards the parents, towards the elders, towards the society, towards the teachers, like that? And also what type of relationship we have to develop. So they are very important. This is common to all society. We cannot say this is only for the eastern subcontinent. They are not suitable to the Europe and the western subcontinent. We cannot say that. They are common. Everybody can follow. So this is what we have to realize finally. All these are common. Everybody has to follow and cultivate. This is our responsibility. After knowing that, what we have to know, or what we have to do, after knowing, we have to practice. First we have to know. First we have to know. Then second, we have to practice. We have to practice. Then once we practice, we gain the subsequences. We gain the subsequences. So this is good for this life as well as the beyond that life. For that purpose, we are selected this cause of ruination. Then what is the main theme, main question regarding the Parabhava Sutta? What is the cause of ruination? What is the cause? What is the reason? Why people do like this? What is the reason for that? This is what we are going to discuss today. What is the cause? What is the cause of ruination? That's the main theme. Then the another thing, it is said that Parabhavantam Purisang Mayang Pucham. We ask, Mayang. How many deities came to the Buddha? One. One deity came to the Buddha. But he says that we ask. Then what is the reason for that? We ask, but only one. Why? The singular and plural. He comes as an individual, but he raised the question on the plural. Mayang Puchama. Correct. On behalf of his retinue. Because he comes from heaven. There are a number of deities. He is a representative. He represents those deities. That's why he says, we ask. That means not only he needs to know, but also for other retinues of the deities. Sometimes if you come to the temple, you represent your family. You represent your house. That's why you cannot say, I invite. Bhante, we cannot say, Bhante, I invite. You have to say, Bhante, we invite. Why? We represent the family. That's why it is said that Mayang Puchama. We ask. Is it clear why it is used? The Mayang Puchama? Even the Sakka. So Lord of that, the heaven, he represents it. So we should not make any doubt regarding this, why they are used the Mayang as we. There is a reason that he represents his heaven. Is it clear? Okay. Let's go to the reasons. What are the reasons for ruination? Suvijano bhavang hoti, suvijano parabhavo. We can see the progressive man and also we can see the ruining man. So here man indicate the both women and men. Women and men. So we sometimes we see the world, when we look at the world, some people are progressive. They are cultivating good things. Some people have the luxurious life, some of them are not. So some of them achieve their goals, some of them have only the dream. When their dreams come true one day, sometimes cannot. With the dreams they pass away. We also have some dreams, we cannot make them true. With those dreams, one day we will die. This is the way of life. Everything cannot be made true. So that is the reality. How many dreams we have? How many dreams people have? Everybody cannot make them true. Do you feel that you have made them true all? Not yet. One day you have to do more. They are dreams. Always you have to make them true. But one day time will come to make them true. Sometimes not today, but next days. So likewise, we find out some people as well, they are progressive, but some of them are ruining. What is the reason? What was the Buddha's answer? Dhamma kamo bhavang hoti, Dhamma desi parabhavo. Those who love the Dhamma, they progress. Those who hate the Dhamma, they are ruining. That is the difference between hate and love. If one hates Dhamma, he ruins gradually. Dhamma is not only the Buddha Dhamma. Nature, according to their Dhamma, because every religion's given the good things to follow. The nature, Dhamma has many meanings. Buddha Dhamma is a one meaning. There are many meanings. Dhamma has good. If one follows the good, he develops. If one does not love to the good, he is ruining. According to the Buddhism, if one hates Dhamma, he will ruin. Then the interesting term is here, Dhamma desi. What is the meaning of Dhamma desi? Dhamma, you know the meaning, Dhamma. Desi, what is the meaning of desi? No, hate. Hate. Dhamma desi, hate the Dhamma. You know dosa, loba, dosa, moha? What is dosa? Loba is greedy. Dosa? Hatred. Moha? Delusion. Then here, desi. Dosa, desi. Desi means those who see the Dhamma. Those who hate the Dhamma. Those who hate the Dhamma, he is called the Dhamma desi. There is another word, Dhamma dasi. Have you heard some names? Bhante's name, Dhamma dasi. Dhamma dasi. What is the difference between Dhamma desi, Dhamma dasi? You know the meaning of Dhamma desi. Those who hate the Dhamma. He is called the Dhamma desi. Then who is the Dhamma dasi? Those who see the Dhamma. Those who see the Dhamma, that is called the Dhamma dasi. You have to pronounce well. You cannot say Dhamma dasi parabhava. The meaning would be changed. So you have to pronounce Dhamma as Dhamma dasi and also Dhamma desi. Know in the meaning. You cannot say Dhamma dasi in Parabhava Sutta because those who see the Dhamma do not ruin forever. So they are the progressive people. Those who see the Dhamma. Those who hate the Dhamma, they are like that. So you have to know the meaning when you pronounce. Otherwise, without considering the meaning, if you pronounce as Dhamma dasi parabhava, totally wrong. That is wrong. Meaning is wrong. You see, one letter, E becomes A. Desi, D-E, dasi, D-A. Only one letter. But meaning would be changed. Therefore, in Pali language, a letter has a meaning. A letter, it has a meaning. For example, ka, K-A, ka. So what is the meaning of Ka? Ka is the water. Ka is the water. Udaka. And the Udaka, Daka, Ka. So how to the deleted those letters? The Ka has a meaning, even though it is a letter, meaning is water. K-H-A, Ka, aspirate Ka. K-H-A, Ka. Ka is a bird. Bird. So the Kaga. Kaga is a bird. Why? Kena gacchati iti kago. Here Ka means sky. Kaga is a bird. No. K-A and K-H-A, 2 letters. K-A means water. Cannot. Cannot. Actually, Ka means sky. Sorry, it is not the bird. Ka is the sky. Sky. Kaga is the bird. Kaga. K-A, Ka, water. K-H-A, sky. Bird, Kaga, K-H-A-G-A. You cannot say K-A-G-A. That is wrong. So this is the way of Pali alphabet. That means one letter has a meaning. Therefore, we cannot omit, we cannot avoid even a single letter. Therefore, you cannot pronounce as Dhamma Dasi Parabhava. Is it clear? So, what are the causes for ruination? There are 2 causes are given here. One is those who love the Dhamma, they are the progressive people. Those who hate the Dhamma, they are the ruining people. They ruin. Then what we have to cultivate? We have to abstain from hating the Dhamma. We have to love the Dhamma because the Dhamma gives us many. Dhamma gives us many. So how many years Buddha was searching for this reality? It gives us the good. That's why you are becoming Samanera. Dhamma gives us that opportunity. If there is no Dhamma, what happen? No Sasana. Who is our teacher now? Only the Dhamma, because Buddha was not there. Today, only the images. No Buddha. Buddha is not surviving. Then who is the Dhamma? Who is the leader? Leader is the Dhamma. Dhamma shows the path to realize this. Therefore, we have to love the Dhamma. This is what our responsibility. But ultimately, there is no love and compassion, everything, nothing. Ultimately, nothing. Why? There is no relationship once we attain Nibbana. There is no relationship. Nothing. We detach everything. Up to that level, we have relationship. That is the important fact. Now you have a relationship with your family. Why? It is an attachment. You are attached to the family. Once you attain the Nibbana, no attached. you practice the detachment. There is no such the attachment once we achieve the Nibbana. What is the meaning of Nibbana? Nivana, Nibbana, Nirvana. Have you heard this word, Nirvana? Where? Everywhere in the Malaysia. Nirvana. What is the meaning of Nirvana? What is the meaning of Nir? There are two words. Nirvana. Nir means no, nothing. Vana, craving. Vana means the craving. There is no craving. That is called the Nirvana. That is our intended ultimate goal. That means in the Nirvana there is nothing. No attachment, no craving. That is the meaning of Nirvana. In Pali we say Nibbana. Nibbanang paramang sukhang. Nibbana is the highest pleasure, noble pleasure. Parama means the noble. So this is what we have to understand the Dhamma. Then Dhamma gives the sequences as well. This is what we are going to searching for. So therefore, in first we have to understand that those who love the Dhamma, they are progressive. Those who hate the Dhamma, they are ruining. Is it clear? What you have to abstain from? Here, Dhamma Desi. We have to abstain from the hating the Dhamma. What we have to cultivate? We have to cultivate the loving kindness, compassion. Then there is nothing to say. So how we understand good and bad? Good and bad are called the ethics in Buddhism. Buddhist ethics. So there are many ethical conducts. Many ethical conducts. We have to do that. We have to follow them. In first, we have to understand good and bad and what is the difference between good and bad. So it is said that Asantassa piyahunti santena kurute piyang asatan dhammang rocheti tam parabhauto mukang. This is the cause of ruination. What are the causes given here? Asantassa piyahunti. The bad are dear to him. Always he is looking for the bad people. If one looks for the bad people, for their association, they may not cultivate the good. And also, santena kurute piyang, he does not endure the good. Some people do not like the good. So, for example, if I say that the gate of the temple is open for everybody, but temples are empty. How jail? Jail are full. So what is the reason? Temples are empty. People do not come. If they come to the temple, they may not go to the jail. Because people cannot understand the difference between good and bad. In the jail, they think that why I did that as a prisoner. Finally, they frustrate. I could have done like this, but everything was over. That is the way of life. Therefore, some people do not understand bad as bad. Some people dear the bad things. They want to make them as good. So that is the way of life. Some people make our life terrible. And also, they do not endure the good. They do not appreciate the good. They do not appreciate. Some people criticize, they are going to temple, they are meditating, you see, their life is like, they criticize, but they may not do anything. So this is the way of criticism. But we feel that good as good. If we do not follow that, we are ruining. Asatan dhammang rocheti. He is pleased with the dhamma of the bad. Please the dhamma of the bad. So how we the measure as a norm, how we identify the good and bad? Culture-wisely, it would be differ. Culture-wisely. In the eastern subcontinent and the western subcontinent, the ethics are differ from each other. For example, killing is bad. In the 5 precepts, the first precept is the panatipata. You have to refrain from killing as well. It is not quite simple, not quite easy, but we have to cultivate. We may not kill the animals or humans. But how about hunting in western subcontinent? It is a festival. Hunting is a festival. Then what happened? In the summer season, they get together and go to the forest for hunting. It is a festival. Then what happened? We say we have to refrain from killing. They are going to hunt. Sometimes they have competition. Which group killed a big animal? They are awarded. Then what happened? Several years back, I saw in a newspaper the Prince Charles was going to hunt the jackal. Fox. Hunting of the jackal. That is a festival in England. So then how we understand? Therefore, good and bad differ from culture wisely. We do not appreciate the hunting. Like fishing in some countries. In public, people are fishing. But Buddhists do not follow that. Because we know we have to refrain from killing. Therefore, good and bad, we have to understand how it differ from each other, the cultures. In the eastern subcontinent, usually we are refrain from killing. Therefore, we do not join with them. We do not join with them. Because bad as bad, we have to understand. So this is what we have to do. In the schools, we cultivate those good things from the childhood. Our education is based on that. I don't know in the Malaysian education system what are the basements. But in the Buddhist countries, their basement is good and bad. Therefore, we have to understand. So some people pleased with the dhamma of the bad dhamma. They rejoice it. They cannot afraid from bad dhamma. So those people are usually we see in the jail. They are in the jail because they are pleased by the bad dhamma. So what type of bad dhamma? According to you? Gambling. So they are pleased by those activities. Finally, they lost everything. As a result of that, they try to steal. They try to steal. As a result of that, they are caught by police. Then they sent to the jail as well. So this is like a chain. This is like a chain. The simple thing, they start with the simple things, finally they are in the jail. Therefore, asatan dhammang rocheti. They are pleased by the bad dhamma, we have to abstain from that. Is it clear? No any doubts? Do you have any doubts? If there is no, we go to the next one. This is good. Niddasili sabasili. The man who is fond of sleep. Not in the classroom, not in the novitiate program. Very sleepy. You cannot be like that. So those who fond of sleep, what happened? They cannot hear something, what we discuss here. They cannot understand. So wherever they go, they love to the sleepy. Always doing the sleepy activities. Therefore, you cannot be such person. The next one is sabasili, fond of society. Fond of society. It does not consider the duties for the family. Forget the family, work for the others. In the societies, working in the societies, going here and there and organizing many things. He does not think even on his daily activities. He loves the society only, does not think of himself. They forget the duties towards the family, towards the relatives. Only for one thing, always in the society. In the night they are in the pub, taking alcohol, enjoying, always living with the friends, entertainer. So, as a result of that, as soon as possible, they will ruin. Some people are like that. They forget the family life and do in terms of others. They have the joyful life, but very short. Very short. Anuttata cha yonaro, indolent. Whatever he receives, he loses everything. No management system. He can't understand this is as bad. And also very lazy. So what is the relationship between lazy and the sleepy? Lazy and the sleepy. There is a close relationship. Close relationship. So since they are lazy, they are sleepy. So since they are lazy, they are sleepy, and the opposite also same. You cannot be lazy. So in Parabhava Sutta, that does not discuss on that the biological needs. Always sleeping. We need 7 or 8 hours good sleep. It's okay, it is needed. More than that, he does not wake up well. Every time sleeping, while reading, while doing something, while driving. Always sleepy. So that type of sleep is discussed in the Buddhism, not that the biological need.
Sometimes it's some medical condition.
Yeah. Correct. Sometimes when we take some medications, some tablets, like sleeping tablets, when we take some medications, so it's okay. They are considerable facts. It's okay. But apart from that, yeah. Some people are like that, always sleeping without any reason. No, for example, you suppose that while you are studying, you have to do it hard. But some of them are not like that. They do not read. Instead of reading, they are sleeping. Instead of meditation, they are sleeping. So that is the problem. So rest of the other considerable factors are okay. It's okay. But some of them are not like that. They do not perform their duties. But for example, if you are working in the office, so if you are sleeping on your chair always, what happened to that company? One person is enough to decline that company. One short thing are enough. As a monk, the sleeping is a biological factor. That's why we have to get the good sleep. Good sleep. The like doctor said, the formulator, that 7 and 8 hours. We need to get that. If we can reduce, you can do it. That is up to you. We cannot say that everybody should follow these hours. We cannot say. That's up to you. You have to make clear how many hours I have to sleep. Then it's okay. While you are meditating, you can reduce sometimes. But you must have that awareness. You can avoid the sleepy for today, but what happened to the next day? Whole days you have to sleep. You have to manage. You have to manage it. Yeah, you have to balance. So how many hours I do it, especially for monks, because we have the awareness.
How about the dreams? I mean, the monk usually dream or they dream is not relevant.
If you cultivate the loving kindness, na papakang supinam pasati, you may not see the dreams. No. You have to cultivate the loving kindness. Sukhang supati, sukham patipujyati. Sleep well, wake up well. That is in the Mettanisansa Sutta. So you have to cultivate the loving kindness. Then you can sleep well, you can wake up well. But the here problem is when they sleep, they avoid waking up. So have to balance. Have to balance. If you have a peaceful mind, there is no any problem. You can balance yourself. There are two things we have to consider, that dhyapana and adhyapana. There are two words. In beginning, we find out the term as dhyapana. Those who practice the meditation, they are called the dhyapana. Those who practice the meditation. When time passes, they avoid the meditation. That was the adhyapana. That means instead of meditation, they started to study it. That is called the education. Those who do not practice the meditation, they study it. How to do that? Then today we say theory and practical. First, they study what are the theories that we can follow up. Then finally, you can practice it. But instead of that, you have to practice the loving kindness, compassion. There are many ways how to cultivate. They are also necessary. So then finally, you would be able to meditate well. You have to make awareness for that, and also you must keep your inner peace. Gradually you have to do that. For example, if I say that trance quality meditation, the simple things like loving kindness, and also the breathe in and breathe out, inhale and exhale, everybody can follow up within few times. You can do that. You are full of the compassion. Then you go to the insight meditation. Gradually you have to do that. Something we cannot gain only the reading and only the listening. Something cannot be obtained. So for that purpose we have to practice. The clear understanding usually we obtain from those practices. That's what we have to do. So not only in the Buddhism, but also in the other, the philosophy, like yoga philosophy. They say that there is a jnana, knowledge, have to gain throughout the yoga meditation. That is called the yogi jnana. Therefore, even in the Buddhism, something we cannot gain only throughout this way. Something is there, sometimes cannot be uttered by the words. How we understand them? For example, something is there, cannot be uttered by the words. For example, if I say that the taste of salt, can you explain the salt? That's not the taste of salt?
No.
Cannot. But you can explain the salt. How to make it. So who can use this? In the dish, how we use it. But nobody can explain the taste of salt. But we absorb from our tongue. So there is something in the world cannot be uttered by the words. Another example is the Nibbana. Nibbana cannot be explained by the words. That should be realized. Can you imagine the happiness, noble happiness of the Nibbana? We cannot even imagine. Another thing, even though they explain, we can't understand. Because we are ordinary people. That's why we have to practice. We have to realize. Once we realize, we can absorb them. But the problem is others cannot understand, because something in the world cannot be uttered by the words, you have to experience it. That's what you asking, huh? You have to experience it.
You must experience it.
Yeah. So there is no other alternative way to do that. So this is the way. Buddha mentions ekayano ayam bhikkhave maggo. What is the ekayana? Ekayana means the straight path. There are many other paths, but this is the straight path in the Satipatthana Sutta.
The shortest path.
Yeah. So that's what we have to practice. The important fact is how we experience it and how to utter it. How to utter it. The problem is all these are conventional factors. So those are the things that we have to consider.
Sometimes you cannot explain it.
Cannot explain it because what is the language? We have to explain by the language. What is the language? It is a conventional factor. That is a sammuti. Cannot explain. The language was also created by the people. So in India, they believe that language is created by the God, creator. We have to believe it. There is no discussions on this because we have to believe. So this is the way of language in India. But in Buddhism, we say that language also based on the conventional fact. That is a sammuti, it is created. It's a creation. Everything cannot be uttered by the words. Because language is created by the letters, words, sentences like that. It is not sufficient to explain. Nibbana is something else. Nibbana is something else. It is not based on the conventional. It is not. It has not created by someone. We have to realize it. Likewise, in the world, there is something cannot be uttered by the words. We feel that, we have to experience that. But some says that this is something like that, I realized it, I experienced it. But the ones who experience it, no need to say others like that. So some people say that I am Arahant. I realized it. So why they say that? Then it's okay when we appreciate it. So those are the things. So anyway, we don't want to think much. We have to start from ourselves. We have to practice. Yeah.
Bhante, sorry.
There are many questions
Bhante,
today.
this about Nibbana, and unless you are in Nibbana, you don't know what it is. But then there's a sutta that talks about Dharma eye. The moment you have Dharma eye, then you would have a taste of Nibbana. Not total, you have a taste, a sample.
The problem is those who realize the Dhamma, they have that Dhamma eye throughout this empirical knowledge. Empirical knowledge. So empirically we have to realize that. Then no more anything. The problem is we do not have such empirical knowledge. So something we have gained throughout the traditional ways, rational ways, intellectual ways. So all they are conventional. Then we gain the knowledge. That knowledge is impermanent. We do not have permanent knowledge, that the shakable knowledge we have. That's why we are doing investigations. Then in the investigations, conclusion is the most important fact. The problem is conclusion also would be changed after next decades. Then what happened? We feel that my conclusion is the corrected one, but after few decades it would be changed. But Nibbana is not like that. Once we realize that it not be movable, shakeable, it is something that cannot be explained. We are chasing. We are chasing to achieve the Nibbana. We feel that there is something noble happiness, but once we receive that, then they feel that what it is. That is also something. That is something, only that. Only that, only something cannot be uttered, cannot be explained. Cannot explain. We have to realize ourselves. Then that is the way. Okay. If we talk about the Nibbana, we cannot explain the... Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's say after this novitiate program, on the 22nd, on the 23rd, for example, and then if I make an effort to spend 2 or 3 hours a day to do meditation, just a simple anapanasati whereby the nose breathing air, is that considered 2-3 hours a day, is it considered lazy?
Yeah, basically you have to start with the simple things. Because we don't know who you are, what is your character, we cannot consider within few days. Therefore, you have to start with the simple things. For example, metta bhavana, loving kindness. Inhale and exhale. These are the basic things. Then the next level you can practice. So within the 10 days, you cannot cover up everything. Just show the path. Then you have to follow that path. But anyway, everybody can further cultivate the loving kindness and the inhale and the exhale meditation. That's a good the background. It's a good background. We just give that instructions only. Then your responsibility is to continue. Others cannot do that. You have to do that. That is the way of meditation. Then once you practice continuously, then you have to find out the teacher, then you have to discuss with them what is the things that you need, and also they will understand who you are. Then they will give you the objects, arammana, then you can follow up.
So is that how a lay person develop or cultivate their spiritual development from the Buddha's time until today?
Actually, there are many householders, many lay people who got this opportunity. Lay women and the laymen, they also can. They also cultivate their spiritual development. Can. But it is not quite easy because of this attachment. It is not quite easy, but can. Positively, we have to think. Even though we have many relationships, we are attached to those things, but we have something else to cultivate. Then you can follow up. That is up to you, how you make that effort to do that. Because finally, we have to do that. If we continue, then gradually we are following, then easily you can grasp that taste. You can experience it. This is what we have to do. As householders actually can, because even in the Buddha's time, how many people got this opportunity as the Arahants can. Okay. Also, Kodapanyano, marked by the anger, some of them are hot-tempered, always getting angry, without any reason. Somebody gets angry, you have to control it. Nobody wants to associate with those people. They hate such people if you get angry always. It would be cause to your diseases, many problems, your blood pressure. You would have the high blood pressure always because you are always getting angry. So you have to calm down. The doctors also advise you to calm down. So meditation is the good practice to diminish the high blood pressure. Yeah, the anger is only one reason. There are many reasons for that. We cannot say only the reason is the anger. You cannot say it is one of reasons. So you have to reduce. This is also causes to do that. You have to control it. You must have the inner peace. Inner peace. Then you have to slowly reduce your anger. Anger is the most dangerous one because of that we beat people, we accuse people. There are many things we do the follow due to the anger. Okay, let's go to the next one. This is also duty of the children, duty of the family. Yo matarangwa pitarangwa, matara pitara, mother and father, jinnakang gatayobbana, he who when his mother or father has grown old, with their youth gone, they are now in the elderly time, though having much, does not support them. The children can support them. They are wealthy. They can do that. But they do not support to their elderly parents. They have dedicated everything for the success of the children. Once they received, they forget the family. They will ruin. This is a cause of ruination. Why parents are in the elderly houses? But the problem is, if parents thought like that, we are busy, we cannot nourish my children. If they thought that, they are in the orphanage. But sent to the monastery. So this is the way. The problem is there is no connection, there is no the relationship between children and the parents. Once they got that opportunity, they have already forgotten their elderly parents. This is what we see in the world. Some considerable facts, the irresponsible of the parents. But one thing we have to consider that they gave our life. That is the important fact. We are here because of them. That is the important thing. Actually, there's something whether we can change. We can change once we, throughout our wisdom, with our knowledge, we have to think whatever parents did for us, we have to perform our responsibility, whatever they do. Because they gave this life, that's the most important fact.
I also wonder which karma is it, the parents' karma or my karma?
It is combined with many. There are many considerable facts actually. We can give the reasons from both sides. But the problem is, if we, even though we are the parents irresponsible for the children or whatever it is, finally, ultimately, we have to think what their children will do for them finally. One day they will be the parents. What they do, Their children were, because they see how they treated to the grandmothers and the grandfathers. They see that. What they gain, what is the lesson they given to their children. Finally, they also react as same. So that is the way. The another thing we have to consider, one thing, then I will bind up and go to the next the stanza. The one thing, one day Buddha said that, kill your mother and father. Matarang pitarang hantwa. Kill your mother and father. Can you believe it? Then why Buddha says that? They are called the connotative sayings, indirect meaning. Who is the mother? Ultimately, we have to understand who is the mother. Mother is a symbol of craving in Buddhism. We gain our craving because of our mother. Mother is a symbol of craving. That's why Buddha advised not to kill your own mother, but the craving. Not to kill them. You have to kill the craving, tanha. Then who is the father? Mother is a symbol of craving. And then who is the father? Symbol of conceit, mana. Conceit, pride. Why we gain pride? Because of our surname, family name. So we have to kill not our own father, but the conceit, mana. This is how we attached. So one day we have to kill these all attachments. Then not to kill your father and mother. You kill the craving and the conceit. Tanha and mana. This is how attachment is bigger than the other things. Likewise, this attachment cannot be avoided by the children. Okay, let's go to the next one. We have 20 minutes more. Discussions are better than the explaining, na? Yo brahmanangwa samanangwa. Anyangwa pivanibakang musavadena vancheti, cheating. You should not cheat. Brahmin, ascetics, or the mendicants use in the false words. Who are the Brahmins? Do we have Brahmins in Buddhism? Brahmins are in the Hinduism. Who are the Brahmins in the Buddhism? So according to the Hinduism, the Brahmins come from the highest caste. They are born from the mouth of the Creator. They are the Brahmins due to the Hinduism. But in Buddhism, we use the term Brahman. Brahmana. Is it in that sense or something other meaning? Meaning is difference. Even though term is same, meaning is difference. Then who is the Brahmana in Buddhism? Bahita papoti Brahmano. Those who eradicate the defilements, they are called the Brahmana. Then who are the Brahmana in Buddhism? Arahants? Pacceka Buddhas? Because they do not have the defilements, kilesa. In that sense, we are using the Brahmana here. Who is the Samana? Samana? Samana is very common word in Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism. All are the ascetics. Who is the Siddhartha? In one sense, he was a prince. In another sense, he was a ascetic. Before being the Buddha, ascetic Siddhartha. During that period, he was searching for two things. King Kusala Gavesi, King Satcha Gavesi. What is Kusala, wholesome? What is Satcha, truth? This is the way of ascetics. They are called the wandering ascetics. Wandering ascetics. Today here in Kale, tomorrow in Penang. Day after tomorrow in Malacca. They are wandering ascetics. They do not stay for a long time under a shelter. This is the way of ascetic. Those who search for the reality, they are called the ascetics or samana. Is it clear why we use the Brahmana and Samana in Buddhism? Your Brahmanangva, Samanangva. In first term, those who eradicated the defilements. In second term, those who search for the reality to eradicate the defilements. That is the difference between Brahmana and Samana here. We should not cheat them. Musavadena vancheti. Because they are noble people. On the other hand, it is said that we should not cheat the noble people. I don't know how you are going to cheat, but in my sense, if you say that I have received, I have obtained the jhana. I have obtained the jhana. That means the power. I have a power. Then you appear as a person who has that power. Then you cheat them. Because you don't have that power. Then how people can cheat them? And you are pretend to give dana before them. Just pretend not to give. Just appreciate them before the people. But in other places, criticize them. That is the cheating yourself. We must have the purified mind. Whatever we utter, we have to be responsible for that. People understand that he is cheating. The another thing, anyangvapi vanibbakang, ascetics or any other mendicant with words that are false. You use the false words to cheat. False words. Musavada. You cheat them using the words. Always try to cheat them. So that is bad. Not only the cheat, but also criticize them. Criticize. For the criticism, you use the words. Verbally, you should not do that. Verbal activities are more powerful than the body actions. Because in the bodily, you have to refrain from 3. Mentally, you have to refrain from 3. Verbally, 4. Verbally 4. That's what. You have to control your mouth. It is very difficult to control your mouth. Verbally, we have to refrain from 4. Musavada, Pisunavacha, Parusavacha, Sampappalapa. 4 bad activities. But bodily, 3. Mentally, again 3. Likewise, 3, 4, 3 plus 10. So this is what we have to consider. So when you use the words, you have to be careful. That is the important fact. You have to control your mouth. How we treat them using the words. Therefore, you have to refrain from bad words ultimately. You have to refrain from bad words. Okay. Let's go to the next one. Pahuta vitto puriso sahiranyo sabojano eko bunjati saduni. So those who have the good wealth, abundant of wealth, they have gold, they have good food, but here he enjoys himself only. He does not share with others. Eko bunjati saduni, eats its sweet meats alone, does not share with others. Whatever you receive, considering the hard works, whatever you receive in this life, you must be able to share with others. That is your compassion. So you must have the loving kindness. Ultimately, you cannot bring over your hard-working things. Finally, you bring over your good and bad, what you did. So that is the important fact ultimately. So this is good practicing. So if you do not share with others, that is the stinginess. Stinginess, machera. So for example, if I say you the story of Adinapubbaka, he does not want to share the appam with his wife. He does not want to share with appam. He does not want to share with his wife. That is the stinginess. He wants to consume alone. That is the way of the mind. So that is the selfish. That is stinginess. That is not the selfish, that is stinginess. Machera. Even though you have received those things with the hard work, you have to share with others in some manners. That is the important fact. And also you have to show them. And also they have to instruct them. I have received throughout my hard works. You have to do that. You can instruct them. You must make that relationship with them. Then you can show them.
Yeah, sometimes you can. Sometimes you can do that, Bhante. Sometimes you can do that, Bhante. You know, Chinese New Year, you open house, beggar come so they can enjoy your sweet meat. But not every other days, you see.
No, you have to practice daily. You have to practice. Not in the New Year, not in the Vesak. So the daily, that would be the practice. You are a practitioner. You don't want to think the consequences, results. The giving is your duty. Yeah, practice of giving. For what purpose?
No purpose.
No purpose. Giving is my responsibility, my duty. This is what I do.
Wish.
Yeah, what I wish to do. So this is how we practice. Otherwise, if we think that I got these things throughout my hard work, why should I share with them? So then what he brings over for next life? Nothing. He does not accumulate anything. So that is the thing ultimately we have to think. What does he accumulate? What does he practice? How he give that example to the next generation? Even today we are talking about the Anathapindika. Even today we are talking about this incident took place 2500 years back. But even today we are talking about this is the way of generosity. Even today we are talking about the story of Adinna Pubbaka. So that is the way of stinginess. So the incidences took place 2500 years back. Why we are talking about even today? Because some of them have the ideal characters, some of them are not. So why do not appreciate the works of the Adinna Pubbaka? So it is true that he has gained many things throughout his hard works. It is true. But we do not appreciate it. This is only for himself. No, not for the sake of others. We have to think in sake of ourselves and also others. This is how we have to think. We cannot change other fate and the karma, but giving is my duty. This is what we have to think. We do not consider their consequence, what is their reaction. Either they appreciate or blame. We do not consider giving is my practice. This is how we have to think. Then we generate that loving kindness towards the community. Another thing we have to consider, giving the means, giving what we have. Giving the means that we have to give what we have. So we have to consider what can I do. So what is my level, what is the position? We have to consider. We cannot do many things, but I can do in this level. This is the first thing. In second, once you practice this, you are able to sacrifice the parts of your body. This is how you develop it. Finally, you would be able to sacrifice your life. That is Dana Paramatta Paramita. That is the highest level. So without giving, how we go to that, how we touch that the maximum level? Simply we have to start in the simple way. In order to go to the ocean, the deep ocean, first you have to touch the shore. Gradually we see the deep ocean, not suddenly. Likewise, we have to start with the simple things. Simple things what you have. But not giving everything. You have to manage them. When you practice such things, you can manage yourself. That knowledge you receive it. Okay, 2 minutes more. Okay. Sorry? Adinna Pubbaka. Adinna Pubbaka. So another name is given Machariya Kosya. Machariya Kosya. He is a Setti, millionaire. And also the another dana is called, the people do not consider the Sattha dana. Teaching. Sattha means the teaching, Shastra. If you teach, if you share your knowledge with others, the teaching, not charging the money, free of charge. It should be the free of charge. That is the Sattha dana. Yes. No, no, no. You can share your knowledge. Hmm? You can teach the children free of charge. Hmm? You can conduct some classes for poor students. Hmm? So that is good. Hmm? If you are paid by the students, that is not the sattadana. For example, if you teach in the Sunday school, there is a free of charge, voluntary. That is sattadana. You can practice. Come to the Sunday school and teach the students. That is also a dana. Yeah, ultimately students will teach you. Okay, let's go to the next one. This is the conceit, mana, pride, prideness. So the man who is proud of his birth, his wealth and his ancestry, who despises, discriminates his own siblings, discriminates the own siblings, family. I am the highest, others are lowest. Even in the among the siblings, if you have a good the occupation, if you have good wealth, you are gaining pride. Then you the accuse others, discriminate others. So others may not appreciate you, not appreciate. Even among the siblings, because always you discriminate others. Because you have the good job, others are not. You have the good education, others are not. So whatever you have, you gain the pride and you discriminate others. Sometimes you are from the good family, considering your surname, family name. This is not in the many places, but when we go to the India, they consider their surname, who you are. High caste. I don't know. They are from the Brahmins, Brahmana. I don't know actually. I have no such experience in India, but they know. They know their surname because they are but in other countries it is not considered actually. It is not considered because we don't want to consider their surname or the family name, what they do and who they are. That is the important fact that we have to consider. But some people do this, but they are ruining themselves finally because nobody appreciates their activities. Nobody appreciates. They are declining themselves. Finally, they have that frustration. Why I did this? For example, you suppose that in elderly life they are lying on the bed. So they think that why I did this. They frustrate themselves. When nobody comes to see him. In the hospital, nobody comes to see him. He is alone. But finally he can understand, but time has gone. Okay. From this, I'm going to bind up our discussion today, though it is interesting. Itidutto suradutto akadutto chayonaro laddang vinaseti tampara bhauto mukha. He destroys whatever he gained. Destroys everything, whatever he gains. He is a womanizer, drunken, gambler. These are the reasons how he destroys his wealth, what he regained. No future. No future. Because he is a gambler. Whatever he receives, he spends very easily. So this is what they follow. Drunken. Always make their effort to drink, nothing else. In whole night in the bar. So this is the way. Because of that, finally they have to die soon. There are many diseases. If we do not control our faculties, womanizer, they do not control their faculties. Drunken, do not control. Gambler, they do not know how to handle our life. They do not know how to manage it. So these are the reasons for declining. Those who follow these things very soon, they will ruin. Very soon. No future. Not only himself, but also the family. What happened to his family? Everything is lost. Then no family, the combination, no relationship between parents and the children. So he does not know how to nourish them, how to treat them. So he just spend all things for these things. Very soon he will ruin. This is the cause of ruination. Within this life, we feel that we see like that of people in the world, who they have destroyed themselves. It is not done by others. They have to control themselves. So this is what we have to do. Okay, now I think this is time to bind up. There are some factors. I invite you to read out yourself. Parabhava Sutta of the Sutta Nipata. Read out yourself. There are very interesting facts. You can find out how the people are ruining in this world before us. What are the causes? Then finally, Buddha was able to introduce these are the reasons for ruination. We have to abstain from them and develop the good things, the noble things. So this is what we have to practice and cultivate. Okay, finally, any questions? Today we had many questions anyway. But they were friendly chattings. We were able to share our knowledge to each other. That is good, because whatever we know, we must be able to share with others. Then others can make knowledge. That is also good, because we have that compassionate. We are spreading the compassion towards this community.
Bhante, my question will be for just now about supporting the old people, the parents. Until what stage did Buddha mention you support until what stage until that you can? Is there a range or indefinite?
The problem is the capabilities of the children are differ from each other. That is up to them, because if I can support them in the maximum level, we have to do that. But some of them are not in that level. But whatever I can do for them, definitely we have to do, because we cannot give the norm for that. These are the things you should do, because they are considering their jobs, the place where they are living, and also their family background also, the considerable so many factors that we have to consider. So we have to make our norms how we can support them.
There's also another example whereby the person, instead of desiring to start a family, the person have no family instead. For some reason, or maybe the person has decided to ordain as a monk or nun, no family, no children, no husband, no wife. To address that question, it seems that when you become a monk, or when you ordain, it seems that a certain responsibility, like looking after your children or your grandchildren, is not there, doesn't exist. So how do we address that?
So Buddha said that. So for example, you suppose that you are the only son. Now you became a monk. Then how do you treat them? With the advice, you go to the Pindapata and collect food and treat your parents. That responsibility is given to the monks by the Buddha. Yeah, only to the parents, huh? Remember that. So we
Bhante-
can treat them like this. Buddha does not accuse it. Buddha allows to do that as monks because you are the only son. So that is the responsibility is given by the Buddha. As monks we can do that. No, cannot escape.
So that's a good example. How about if my mother...
The problem is you have to give whatever you receive. That is the problem. Whatever you, because you receive them going to the Pindapata. People offer them, then one portion of them you offer to your mother or father. We cannot consider either it is meat, fish or eggs, something like that. We cannot consider them. Whatever people, the sacrifice give you, we have to accept it. Whatever you receive, you can share with your parents. No problem. Don't consider this is like this.